White House and NASA talk UFOs. Uri Geller and Mick West battle it out over alien bodies. And Whitley Strieber says the beings are coming and they are going to be angry. It's time for another UFO news roundup. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, getting right to it. Here is the White House spokesperson talking about UFOs.
David Grush, who sat on a U.S. Air Force panel on UAPs, he says that he was informed of a UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program based on interviewing 40 witnesses over 4 years. Does such a program exist, and do you believe that the American people deserve to know if it does?
I have no information on that to provide for you today, one way or the other. I would just say what I said last week when I got asked about this. We obviously take the issue of unidentified aerial phenomenon seriously. There's a whole office at the Pentagon that is stood up to analyze the data, collect reports, collate those reports, and forward them up appropriately. And that's, I think, testament to the fact that we know that in some cases, these phenomena have impacted military training, have then impacted military readiness.
But this hearing today does seem to have brought this issue to kind of a new level of public consciousness. And so I wonder if the president believes that these claims will warrant further investigation. Do you guys see some of these claims and allegations as credible?
If the president didn't believe that the sightings by pilots were serious enough to be considered, he wouldn't have wanted the Pentagon to stand up an office to look at this, to analyze the data, to collect reports, to provide a system by which we can collate the information and better figure out what we've got here. But that work's ongoing. So if your question is, do we think we need to be transparent with the American people? Of course we need to be as transparent as we can be. But the truth is, Jeremy, we don't have hard and fast answers on these things. We are trying to get smarter on it.
Okay, so that was really interesting for a few reasons. For one, Kirby mentions Arrow a couple of times. He talks about how if the president wasn't serious about this, he wouldn't have, supported Arrow, this office in the Pentagon that has been stood up to study the phenomenon. So, obviously that's not very reassuring. Considering Arrow's, being subverted by the cover-up. But it's also very interesting that he didn't mention the White House inter-office, joint agency that studies UFOs, right? That was created, during Balloongate. And that was mentioned again recently. I did a video about the guy that is running that new agency, the White House, the executive branch agency looking into UFOs. I did a video about that about a week ago because it seems like that office does actually have some sort of part to play in what is going on with the new legislation. And they might actually be a force to be reckoned with, possibly even wresting control of the UFO issue away from Sean Kirkpatrick and Arrow and Ron Moultrie. But not so fast, says Kirby. Kirby mentions Arrow and specifically the Pentagon's office looking into UFOs twice during this response. So does that mean that, power is solidly with the Pentagon and Arrow, and that the White House program looking into UFOs is actually not doing a whole lot? I would really like more clarification on that. Because if there is a new program designed to deal with the UFO issue, and it is not under the purview of the Pentagon, that could actually be a really good thing, and I am hoping that that is the outcome. The other thing to notice is he didn't talk about David Grush at all in his response. He completely deflected that question and talked about pilots and safety and that sort of thing. You didn't talk about reverse engineering UFOs, retrieving craft, or alien bodies. So, that is a very interesting mainstream response not really delving into the meat of the issue, but it is interesting because it doesn't delve into the meat of the issue. Meanwhile, the director of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory was also asked about UFOs, and I found this response interesting in light of NASA's recent proposed interest in getting to the bottom of the UFO mystery. So let's hear what she has to say.
I'll just ask you bluntly, have you seen spacecraft made from outside of this world?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. Has anyone ever talked about that with you?
No.
Okay. Anything else you make of those hearings when you hear that on Capitol Hill?
I mean, look, there's clearly a lot of interest. Our interest is in actually scientifically following the evidence and looking for life elsewhere. And I think we have the chance within our lifetimes to answer that question. Whether it's intelligent life, that would be very interesting, obviously.
Okay, so there you go. She basically poo-poos the whole thing, saying she actually rolls her eyes once and she laughs when asked about actually seeing craft. And to her, it may be funny. Maybe she's not read into the program. Maybe she has no clue what's going on. But it is telling in light of NASA's recent publicly announced interest in getting to the bottom of whether or not there are aliens that are here on Earth or in existence somewhere. And she says, well, maybe we will find out the answers in our lifetimes, but they may not be intelligent life. So she's talking about microbes on Mars or something like that. So really not an encouraging look at NASA's new studies into alien life. They actually say they're going to give us a definitive answer later this month. So prepare to be not excited based on what she says. But the aliens are here, or at least the non-humans are here. We don't have to go very far looking for them. They're here and they're interacting with us. And one of the people they have interacted with the most is Whitley Strieber. And he has some very strong words about how they are going to make themselves known and what their disposition is when they do.
They told me many years ago that they will emerge as the planet's ability to support us declines. And I didn't get the impression it was going to be fun. I think that they're going to be terribly angry. And the reason is that when we are innocent, we are also accessible. And when we are not innocent and know of them, we're not accessible anymore. And in that same way. And they're going to lose something. In order to save us, they have to lose something of what they want here. And it's going to, I've experienced their anger many times, and it's not something you want to have happen.
Okay, so they're going to be angry and they are going to lose something. Very intriguing remarks from Whitley Strieber. He is saying that the beings want us innocent. They want us unaware of them. For some reason, our innocence in that regard is of value to them in some way. And if we become aware of them, if we lose that innocence, they lose something as well. And so if they have to intervene overtly to save us and make themselves known, they are going to lose that and they are going to be ticked off about it. So, take care of the planet, guys. I'm not a global warming or climate change person because those have become political terms, but I am very much an anti-pollution person, and we do need to treat Mother Earth a lot better than we do. Apparently, according to Whitley Strieber, for more reasons than you would think, because we don't want some ticked off aliens coming to save us. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a walk in the park if that happens. And it's really interesting that that same idea has been espoused by the aliens or the non-humans in another context. They have told more than one experiencer that if there is nuclear war, they will intervene and they will stop those missiles from landing. But if they do, humans will cease to be custodians of the earth. we will no longer be masters of our own fate, potentially. The beings will come in and they will take over. And that's not what they want. And it doesn't sound like it's something that we want either. Is he right? Who knows? This seems to be a narrative the beings are trying to get across to us, a message they are trying to get across to us. Are they being truthful in what they are telling people? Is it simply a warning to get us to shape the heck up? Well, again, who knows? And we may not know until it's too late. Probably the best to err on the side of caution and just do better. And the beings are here, according to the secure team. If they are someone you think is a valid source of information on this, they have found a 2-mile wide UFO on the bottom of the ocean. The secure team claims that this is a 2-mile wide UFO and that this is the trail it left as it was landing or crashing. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I thought I'd share it with you. Okay, we have a war between Uri Geller and Mick West over alien bodies. Here are the pictures of the bodies. Uri Geller was putting this on Twitter and saying these were real alien bodies, essentially. And others are saying not so fast. Mick West, most notably. My dear skeptics, Uri says, some of you had a problem with this photo I posted because you claimed it came from the X-Files series. And there you go. There's the photo that he posted saying that these were real alien bodies. And others were saying, no, that's from the X-Files. And he showed that. So, that's what they were using to debunk it. He says, I don't see any similarity to the morgue body trolleys nor to the bodies on them from the X-Files series. If you read my message, which was posted with the photo, I make it very clear that I want your opinion. So I'm not going to, and he says, I will say it again and again, over and over. Dr. Werner von Braun showed me alien bodies that were somewhat similar to the ones in the photo, although the size, dimensions of the bodies in the photo is not clear, but their shape and decayed, injured state is certainly similar. So interesting that Werner von Braun, is it Werner or Werner? Von Braun was showing Uri Geller alien bodies, and a lot of people dismiss Uri Geller and don't take him seriously. But I have heard from people that have gone into skiffs with Uri and seen him bending spoons in skiffs and stuff, that he is the real deal. That's not to say that everything he says is on the level, however. He says a lot of stuff. Just because you have abilities doesn't mean that every word you say is gold. So what do you think about these photos? Are these the same beings? I don't know. Let's see what Mick West has to say, because Mick West has a rejoinder to that. Here we go. Mick says, so Uri Geller can't see any similarity between the aliens in this top secret photo and the ones from the X-Files? Unfortunately, he just used a low resolution image from a bad angle. Let me help you out. Well, thank you, Mick West, for helping us out. So there you go. There's Fox Mulder walking among the alien bodies, like kind of photoshopped. And here we got Uri's picture of the bodies on the gurneys or whatever. And Mick is saying those are the same bodies. And then there's a bunch of different people weighing in on it. I tend to unfortunately side with Mick on this one. I think that those are probably bodies from a set of the X-Files. But, who knows? A few months ago, I sided with Mick on something and then was proven wrong. And actually, it was a truly anomalous event. Whatever it was, I forgot the topic. But, I'm wary of siding with Mick again. So, who knows what these things are, but I'm leaning toward these being props from the show The X-Files. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I do think that the U.S. and the control group is in possession of non-human bodies. Absolutely, 100%. They've got bodies on ice, and they have for a long, long time. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if Uri Geller was actually shown some of these bodies. And he is saying that they resemble these bodies from the X-Files, so much so that he's sticking his neck out saying these are the same bodies. So could those bodies, the props from the X-Files been based on real non-human bodies in storage by the control group? I don't know, guys, but it's a fun story. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this UFO News Roundup, please give me a big thumbs up. Sure to appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider leaving a PayPal donation. A one-time donation would be very much appreciated. Or you can become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I will see you again next time. This has been Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.